I was really quite tired after the weekend up in Kenilworth, followed by a day with Cleo. She is such a joy, though. We had to go and do a little retail therapy, and what did she come away with? A book. Bless her. She loves reading. So, quick couple of cards today. She made a card and took it off to give to her friend. She's got a new friend at school who's just transferred into her class. So, I think that was a form of welcome, which was rather nice. I'm doing a commission card here. This is a golf card, a 60th birthday card, and it's the simplest thing. A front panel with one of Craft Addiction UK's slatted dies. Die cut from the centre. This I did on the computer. I think the font of this is All Things Pink, or it's something a little bit incongruous for a chap, actually. I think the word pink is in the font name somewhere. So I've just put some foam tape on the back. I'm going to put just a square of plain green card to cover that. This is going to go on the front, and this little chap, this to me is just so typical of golfers, you know. One leg crossed in front of the other, half leaning on a club, the other hand on a hip. It's kind of classic, isn't it, really? I cut all 4 of these golf dies. These are Craft Addiction UK as well. And I just thought I'll see which one I fancy the look of. And this is the chap that took my eye. So I'm just going to put this together, and it's going to take moments. And then hopefully I'm going to get on to another card using this Alexandra Renke die that I bought from Miser Print at the weekend, and he was doing a special. I don't know if he still is. It was buy 2 get 1 free. What a bargain. So that's going to go just onto there. He is going to be attached somewhere on here. I think I may well put him on the side like that. I think I will. I'm going to do the dabbing on the back of him, so to make sure he gets covered all over, and then I'm sure there'll be bits of him that'll, you know, grab onto those bars. So let's just do that. Little puddle of glue on my mat and my basting brush. Cleo recognised this for what it was, bless her. It looks like one of those things you brush egg with. Her mother is an amazing cook, actually. She's one of those people who just has the touch. Her mother's got it. Her sister's got it. I'm talking about Cleo's mum's mother and Cleo's mum's sister, but they've both got this knack of cooking, you know, that's just so easy, and everything's organised and it all turns out beautifully. Unlike myself. There we go. Now all we have to do, I've made a purposely slightly smaller one, again, just for a bit of effect, not right to the extremities of the card base. So this is a 6-inch, near enough. It's not 6 inches because it's a metric measure, and it's a very odd number of millimetres, I think. So we'll just call it basically 6 by 6. Okay. When I went at the weekend, I forgot to take one of these with me, and I said, anybody got a glue stick? And Matthew came over to me with one of those things you put in a glue gun, you know. Said, not that kind of glue stick, Matthew. But I didn't make myself clear. Right. Wasn't that card quick? This was, I mean, it was so quick to do on the computer. A couple of die cuts. And I think that looks great. It's a chap's card, isn't it? Okay, the next one I want to do is this one. I've cut out a few frames. I don't know if I'm going to use them, and I just wanted to see how this fitted together. I think they call it apple blossom or something, but I don't know what these are, whether these are little apples ready to start forming. But the where you put it together, I think kind of goes like that, because these little bits, you know, you need to be seen. If you do it that way, you cover them up, so it looks like a bit of a waste of time. So I think it must be that way. Rather nice. And I'm just wondering about a little bit of colouring. I've got another panel. Again, this is a slightly smaller one than the regular size that I use. And I was just wondering about one of these. I think these are Alexandra Renke as well. With like that, or whether I would just do a little bit of, I think I'm going to do just a little bit of stenciling, just kind of here somewhere. So I might as well use an Alexandra Renke stencil. That might be quite nice. Now, if I want to just do, say, a square, I was thinking if I have that like that, and I had whichever one, I'm not quite sure which one, on the top, if I just mask off the bottom bit, then I can just put some embossing paste into the whole of that. So let me just see how wide that is. I was looking in centimetres. That's 7 centimetres. So if we go down 7 centimetres, yeah, 7 centimetres is there. Okay. Hopefully now we should get our square. Okay. I think I'll do it this way up, and then I can put the embossing paste there and drag down, hopefully not going off the edge. Yeah, the Alexandra Renke sign is in the corner here. So, a little embossing paste. This is some of my homemade concoction. It doesn't need much. Might have been an idea to do it the other way, but still, never mind. Very little used. Okay. There we are. Isn't that pretty? Look at that. Oh my word, that's lovely. Gosh, I'm really pleased with that. Now that will need time to dry. I'm not going to put any twinkle on it this time. At the weekend, Nicola, who was doing the other demonstration at Kenilworth, she presented me with an apron that she'd decorated herself. She'd put my name on. It was stuck on with that vinyl that you can iron on, you know. And she'd put an extra layer over that. She'd done an internal inset and made a twinkly bit, and then she'd printed off on the bib of the apron a little bit of twinkle, because she does know I like a little bit of twinkle. But I'm going to go really sort of, I don't know, subtle, I've decided today. So let's have a look at this piece of, I'm going to colour it. Very, 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 very pale pink. RV260, how pale is that? That's a nice one. YR110. Let's try. They look kind of different on there. YR110. Let's see what it looks like on a piece of card. Oh no, that looks so different. So different on here. There, look. Look at that, and look at that. Whether it's weathered or not, I don't know, but I don't want that one. I just want a very, 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 very pale pink. RV130. Let's try that one. It's a bit pink. Perhaps I will use a bit of Distress Oxide. And the Distress Oxide that I'm going to choose is going to be Tattered Rose. Right. Much more gentle colour, isn't it? Drop of water. It's locked. There we go. Okay. And I want something very, very pale for the leaves. I think they need to go up into there. Bundled sage, are we talking? Bundled sage. Drop of water. That's probably enough. Okay. Just put a... I am just going to drag this so that the edges are straight onto the pad. Okay, I might put a bit of twinkle on this actually. Thinking about it. Okay, I'll just dry these off with my heat tool. Yes, isn't that lovely? So, if we have one of these on there. I noticed yesterday how much more easily Cleo can pick things up from the table compared to me these days. I'm finding it really quite tricky. And then a sentiment there. I think we'll be fine. Rather like this. I'm going to put some twinkle onto this. Now, I opened, at the weekend, and one of these that I used to use before. This one is the Nouveau Glitter Gloss, and I couldn't find it for ages and ages and ages, and I bought this one, which is Craft Artist Clear Shimmer, instead. But I wasn't quite sure how much was left in this one, so I took a new one. But I couldn't get it quite, as twinkly as I hoped. So maybe I didn't shake it as much as I should have done, considering it was a new one. Of course, you have to prime it as well to make sure that, the liquid is coming through. Okay, it does look more twinkly now than it did at the weekend. There we go. I'm going to do the whole of this, the leaves as well. There we go. Shall I do that? No, I'm going to leave that matte. The square and the other square. Right, I'm going to put some glue onto this one to glue it down. think I should be able to do a trail with this one. The reason I am not using this dabber brush for this is because what it's going on to is slightly raised. This glue is proud of the surface as well, rather than just a little daub that you can hardly see. So I'm hoping it's going to sink down and grab the actual card itself. So let's get this square on. Okay. Now we're going to put that one on. That will be fine. Just need to find a little sentiment. And I think perhaps a printed one. So I will be back when I've found one, and I will just stamp that and pop it in there. A sentiment, it's just a negative block one that says hello friend. So I'm going to pop the blossom on first, and then I'll stamp the sentiment and stick that on too. So I'm just going to give a bit of shape to these petals, and I'll make sure they keep their shape by putting a bit of foam tape behind them. Just a tiny, you can use little, foam squares or whatever you've got really, but this one of mine is so narrow I can just snip a tiny bit off and it'll do the job. So let's put a bit behind there, behind each one of them I think really. Bit of dimension always helps. Right, the rest of it is going to be, look at the twinkle coming off. The rest of it is going to be glued down, so I'll use some more of this. Probably should have taken the backing off before I did that, but never mind. Got plenty of twinkle out this time. Okay. So we'll arrange these two together first and then put them onto the card. There we go. Let's raise this back. Leave that for a moment while I just do my stamping. And I thought I would have this in bundled sage. Let's see how we go. Give it another one, it's not bad. That's fine. Actually, it doesn't look straight. That's the trouble with these. I'll do it again down here. Just it looks just slightly curved that way. Can you see? Okay, try again. that one more. Right, now I'll cut those out, and this can go onto a little piece of foam tape as well. Got a very twinkly thumb. Okay. About like that, I think. Get a piece of foam tape. I might just put a little bit at the end and leave a gap because of the border thing, the square, so that I don't get a bump in the sentiment. Let's see if I've got this in the right place. Yeah, that's about right. Can you see I've got a little gap there, so I can just straddle that bit of the die and the die cut underneath. There we go. So now I'm going to pop this onto a card base. Right, here's my card base. Here is my card panel, and just a little glue stick. Help me position it. There we go. Really sweet. Two very quick cards, very different. One obviously looks more masculine than the other, but what a pretty die, and what a bargain I got. So I hope you enjoyed having a quick look at these two easy cards, very clean and simple, and that you'll come back and see me very, very soon.